Why, hello there, everyone. Just yesterday, we randomly got a new trailer for the new Garou / Fatal Fury, whose subtitle is City of the Wolves, CotW. And seemingly, this is a characters trailer, in which case I assume this is going to show the majority of the base roster, at least, and also, seemingly, this is going to have the characters speaking in English, which will feel pretty weird, even though I know technically this isn't the first time some of these characters have spoken English. For example, I'm pretty sure Terry spoke English in, was it KOF Maximum Impact? But even so, it's going to feel weird hearing these characters speak in English, especially if Terry says, "Are you okay?" in perfect English. That'll seem weird, so I'm curious to see what the voice acting is like. And keep in mind, I'm definitely more familiar with King of Fighters, specifically KOF 98, KOF 2001, and KOF 15. Those are the only KOF games I've played. I've never actually played a Fatal Fury per se, even though there's a huge overlap between Fatal Fury and King of Fighters, right? So I'm pretty sure I will be able to identify most of the recurring characters, but sometimes there might be a recurring character in which I'm not sure if it's a new character or a recurring character, so you guys will have to help me with that if there's any inaccurate assessment there. But let's watch, and this trailer is almost 3 minutes, so presumably this is going to have a bit to chew on here, and I saw some people on Twitter talking about mechanics and whatnot, so I think it's actually going to be more than just characters and their voice actors. And remember, I'm not somebody with a huge history with SNK fighting games. I've gotten into them more recently around King of Fighters 15. I'm definitely more of a Capcom guy historically. So if any of these mechanics are recurring or similar to mechanics from other Fatal Fury games, I might not be able to identify it as being similar to said things. I'm mostly going to assess this from a standpoint of somebody that just plays fighting games in general, and I will be able to more so compare it to mechanics in other contemporary fighting games at the moment. So let's watch with all that said. So here's Rock. I forgot he was going to speak English. It still threw me off, even though I just heard him say half of one word. Just based on my memory of the reveal trailer, I'm pretty sure this looks the exact same. Maybe if we look at side-by-side comparisons, it'll probably, or I wouldn't be surprised to see it touched up a little bit, but just based on memory, this is the same exact art direction as before. But let's hear him actually say something.
Gonna take you for a ride. Try to keep up, all right?
Yeah, it feels weird.
Hey, come on.
Okay. Terry's looking the same as I remember from the reveal trailer. So far, it sounds fine. But he would be saying that in English even in his Japanese voice, so I want to hear more of what Terry has to say. Okay. So I got spoiled a little bit because of the thumbnail down here. We see Tizoc, by the way. I'm looking forward to seeing Tizoc in motion. Hotaru Futaba and Preecha. I'm pretty sure Hotaru Futaba, I'm pretty sure she's a recurring character. And even if I hadn't seen her before in some way, I probably would be able to guess that she's a recurring character because she looks like a 90s character design from SNK, right?
This is the path I've chosen.
But I'm actually not familiar with her moveset at all. Here's Tizoc.
I will win this match for my fans.
So it's nice seeing Tizoc after seeing him in the dinosaur costume in King of Fighters 15. I'm most excited about trying him out, but I don't know if I'll stick with him, even though I usually always main grapplers in fighting games, and I kept on trying to stick with King of Dinosaurs in KOF 15, but the reason why I just couldn't stick with him, even though I kept on trying him every new patch, is because he's so floaty in that game. But I think that's actually really fitting because he's a dinosaur, and dinosaurs are pretty similar to birds, so I'm assuming that's why he had such a floaty jump, because It's as if his bones are hollow, like a bird's bones. But the reason why it kept messing me up is because aside from me just usually gravitating towards heavier feeling characters, the short hop was something I had to really get used to in King of Fighters 15, because before learning King of Fighters 15, I played King of Fighters 98 and 2001 before 15, but I never played it online against people. And so playing King of Fighters 15 was the first instance in which I had to actually learn how to use short hops competitively in a meta. And so King of Dinosaurs short hop, not being a real short hop, King of Dinosaurs short hop, being able to jump over somebody's crouch really messed me up. And that really threw me off every time I played him. So maybe in this game, I'll be able to actually give King of Dinosaurs / Tizoc the attention he deserves. Also, I don't know if his short hop is like that in Fatal Fury. You guys will have to let me know. I want to hear his voice again. It's funny because in King of Fighters 15, you can hear King of Dinosaurs' voice is muffled by the mask. I'm trying to listen if there's any of that here. There's a little bit of it. I don't think it's as echoey, though, just because the mask isn't as big, so maybe they thought of that.
Aha! A fine specimen for my research.
So this is Preecha, and I have to be upfront with you guys. I actually am not digging this character design at all, because if you showed me this character design outside of context, I would never have guessed that this is a fighting game character of all things. I think it's just the glasses, the hair clips, the hair color, the things on the arms. It's just a lot of these random accessories that aren't really coming together into one cohesive theme, to me at least. And when it comes to fighting game characters, typically, I think the fighting game character, the character design philosophy is that you should have some sense of how they play just by looking at them, unless they are trying to specifically make the dissonance between her looks and her gameplay part of her character. Like in the case of Hinako, the sumo wrestler, the most recent character that got added to KOF 15. Because in her case, it's actually supposed to be a novelty that her moveset is completely dissonant from how she looks, right? But there are still little clues because of the tape on Hinako's fingers, alluding to the fact that she does sumo, right? But in this case, maybe I'll have to see what her actual moveset is. But I can't imagine any kind of moveset here that would convince me that they're trying to pull the same thing with this character. The same thing as Hinako's shtick, right? And also, I'm just completely assuming that this is a new character design, even though I'm not 100% familiar with all of the Fatal Fury characters. And it's because this character design looks this looks as if it were a completely different character designer, or at least operating on a completely different character design philosophy than the characters from the 90s, right? And I don't know if you can hear that, my phone is vibrating. I think that maybe what they were trying to go for is more of a modern character design that will appeal to maybe, anime fans that only got hooked on anime recently that don't really have an affinity for that 90s style. But I just don't know if they're nailing it, because their 90s-esque character designs are so much better than this. If it is a new character designer, I don't think they're as good as the original character designer. But if it is the same character designer, I just don't think they have it in them I just don't think they have the range in them to pull off a style this modern looking, for lack of a better term, right? It's definitely possible to have a cool looking modern design character, but this to me is just coming across as, how do you do, fellow kids, right? I think they're trying really hard to make a checklist of things to have on a modern character to appeal to a younger audience. Okay, but I'm being so harsh on this character. Let me see her actual gameplay. I'm sure some people won't like that I'm critiquing one of the character designs, but I have to give you my honest opinions here, right? She does have the shorts here. which I guess is a little bit of a sign that it is a fighting game character. I think it's the glasses and the hair clips are really throwing me off. Oh, dang, I wanted it to cut into gameplay of her, but I guess they would go back to Terry and Rock first. Let's see this gameplay again. So, is there some kind of motion blur going on here? It would be hard to tell in slow motion. I think there's some kind of motion blur going on here that you could probably turn off. Okay, so that's some new mechanic, but this is just a typical combo here. Also, what is that hit spark? The hit spark's pretty funny looking. I'm pretty sure I said this before in the reveal trailer, but this really does look like Marvel vs. Capcom 3's art style, which I think is way more, just way better than KOF 15, to be honest. KOF 15, I've always defended the art style in KOF 15 because a lot of people hark on KOF 15 for looking generic, but I always thought that KOF 15, especially in motion on your own TV, looks pretty good, but I still agree that KOF 15 could have a little bit more of a unique visual identity. And I think this would definitely be it. Okay. Is it just a trend now to give a universal command dash mechanic to every fighting game, no matter what? Is this a drive rush? It looks as if it leads to a cross-up, though. Cross-up into his grab. Dude, he's even flashing green. I don't think the flashing green was from the not drive rush, though, because he was yellow here. I think the green... Oh, the green was from some kind of cancel here. Right here. There. The green flash. So, the fact that he still has the green flash on his body, or the green lighting on his body, means that he must somehow still be under the effects of whatever cancel mechanic he just did, so maybe it's scaling the damage here. There might be a Twitter post or something that they made that will actually explain the mechanics in detail. So I could probably just read something like that to see if my assumptions are correct, but I would at least rather see if I can guess correctly before reading something like that. Oh, dang. I really do like the comic book style dithering with the dots, the halftones. I think that's a cool art direction for this. And these halftones would be something you see in a comic book, which makes this seem even more like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, even though I don't think Marvel vs. Capcom 3 ever did these halftones like this. Okay, I'm pretty sure we saw this super animation before in the other trailer, but I think they touched it up a bit. I think this 2D portion is new. I think I would have remembered that, and it looks really good. It's really cool seeing the 2D animation mixed with the 3D animation like that. I really like it. Hold on, I want to see Rock one more time in full motion. Starts here. Yep, looks good in motion. Terry. What was that? I don't think we've seen that mechanic yet, but it's obviously some kind of defensive mechanic. Does he stop an anti-air? Dude, I hope it's not a parry, because even though I do really like Street Fighter 6, I really don't want other games to just copy all of its mechanics, especially when the perfect parry is the most dubious mechanic in that game. Maybe it's more of a perfect block thing. But it really does, the way this is framed makes it look as if he's punishing a jump-in, like a perfect parry in Street Fighter 6 or even an up block in Mortal Kombat 1. But it's possible that maybe just for this trailer, they're having Rock not guard here. Yeah, the particle effects look really good. Okay, I'm interested in this character because, like I said, I'm not really familiar with her moveset. Some kind of kung fu, it looks like. You could probably guess that just based on the shoes, too. But I'm assuming this is just the resident Chun-Li. Looks like some combos into command normal, into special here. I'm assuming the combo structure in Fatal Fury is pretty similar to King of Fighters. She has some cool air stuff here, though. Comboing into the dive kick. I'm starting to get the sense we're only going to see these 4 characters, even though I was also, alongside Tizoc, really excited to see Gato, because King of Dinosaurs and Gato are 2 of my favorite characters in King of Fighters 15, but I guess we'll have to wait to see Gato. They're probably saving him because I've heard that Gato is super OP in one of the old Fatal Fury games. So he probably has a bit of an infamous reputation, so they might be leveraging that by waiting to show him a bit. Oh, I didn't think that would connect. I thought the super was done. That's weird at OTGs that late. Okay, here's Tizoc. Here we go. Kind of like a Frankensteiner. I don't necessarily know all the specific names of the moves. I'm just going to compare them to other moves that I know, right? This is similar to Clark's Frankensteiner, even though the actual animation is different. Okay, that's kind of like Shermie's half circle grab that moves her pretty far forward, right? I'm assuming he can have that move in this game because Shermie's not going to be in this game. Okay. I wonder if you can choose to not do the body slam at the end. Because when I see a move like this, some kind of grab that leads to a follow-up, oftentimes it's because you can choose to do the follow-up for more damage, or you can omit the extra damage for better OP. Well, he just hit the invisible wall. Oh, we only get to see 3 moves from Tizoc and the super. Oh no, here's one. Here's a lariat, some kind of OD move. So that leads to a pretty big pop-up. Right here. And Tizoc looks great. And again, I'm really looking forward to him because in King of Fighters 15's case, even if I wasn't adopting the playstyle necessary to play King of Dinosaurs fully, there were still so many other grapplers in King of Fighters 15 that I could play, right? Because even though I didn't have King of Dinosaurs, COD, even though I didn't have COD on my team at all times, I was still able to have my team decked out with grapplers just because the roster in that game is so big. But in this case, the roster is going to be a lot smaller, and it's not going to have some of the other grapplers that I really liked playing as, such as Shermie and Clark and Antonov. Even though Antonov isn't really explicitly a grappler, he still has a command grab, right? But in this case, I think Tizoc is going to be the only grappler in the game, at least for the base version of the roster. So I'm going to have to finally bite the bullet and get used to playing him if he is floaty in this game as well. But even though I personally have a hard time getting used to playing floaty characters, like I said, I actually don't want them necessarily to change it just for me, because this is entirely a personal thing. And I actually think it's really unique for them to have a floaty grappler when so many other games grapplers are just heavy. I think that does make them more unique. Make SMK's games more unique. Okay, so that's a knee. I'm trying to figure out what she actually does. So she's doing the knees, and sometimes she's doing a move that leads to a little bit of a tornado whirlwind effect like that. I'll pause it right when it happens. Kind of right there. Right there as well. So I'm thinking she's supposed to be sort of a Joe Higashi clone. So I guess that would explain the shorts, even though there's nothing else on her character design that says Muay Thai. I think the glasses and the hair clips are even weirder now, knowing that she's Muay Thai. Doing Muay Thai kickboxing. Maybe you could make the argument that she's in her casual wear right now. Hence why she's wearing the glasses and hair clips. But if it is her casual wear, why is she wearing the shorts? I'm open to getting warmed up on the character design, but I do not foresee it ever happening. I'm hoping the other new character designs strike my fancy a little bit more. But if you guys like this character, let me know in the comments. Is Joe Higashi normally a Fatal Fury character, or does he usually only show up in King of Fighters? Because I don't know if she's supposed to kind of replace Joe Higashi, or if she's supposed to be Fatal Fury's version of Joe Higashi now.
You're not unbreakable. You must have a weak point.
This is for you, Terry.
Theme song? So, outside of the combo trials, I never bothered with playing Rock in KOF 15. So maybe I'm just forgetting part of his moveset. But does he normally have Power Geyser? I think, maybe I'm just being dumb, but I think him having Power Geyser is new. But Rock fans out there can let me know if he's always had this. Also, I saw somebody else point out, since the initial reveal trailer, which I thought was pretty clever, that the amount of slashes here corresponds to the numbered entry. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So maybe it's completely wrong if this isn't the 7th game. But if this is the 7th Fatal Fury game, then that's a pretty clever way of including the number in the title without it being so obvious that it would deter potential newcomers, right? Because having a big number at the end of your title always has the potential factor to scare people, because if a potential newcomer that would otherwise be interested in the thing sees a big number, they might think, oh, there were 6 other games. I'm going to have to fight against people that have been playing the 6 other games. That's a little intimidating. I think I'll pass. So that's why sometimes reboots are useful from a marketing standpoint, so that way you can drop the numbered moniker so that way it feels like a good new starting point for people to get into the franchise. So in this case, you're going to get the best of both worlds. You're going to get your cake and eat it too, because it is a numbered entry by technicality, but the number isn't going to deter anybody that's just seeing the title for the first time. I think that's really clever. But of course, if it's not the 7th entry, then that means nothing. But I'm pretty sure it is the 7th entry. Hence why I saw somebody bring it up before. Early 2025, so not this year, which is fine because I wasn't particularly expecting it to be this year anyway. And I was going to say, if the new Virtua Fighter comes out this year, I'll be busy with that anyway. But we still don't even know if the new Virtua Fighter is going to be this year or next year. At this rate, it'll probably be next year because there's no way that Virtua Fighter is going to get revealed after City of the Wolves, but come out before City of the Wolves, right? But I was originally expecting something like 2025, but now that we got a trailer like this, part of me was maybe expecting it to come earlier. But this is consistent with what I was originally expecting. I'm really surprised we got this trailer now when they could have definitely saved something like this for Evo Japan. But maybe they just wanted to go ahead and get it out of the way before Evo Japan, so that way they could start showing off more character trailers at Evo Japan instead of this trailer. Maybe they wanted to go ahead and prime the stage, so to speak. Is that all we see here? Okay, so I saw people talking on Twitter about mechanics, to such a depth that I'm assuming there's some tweet or something from SNK actually detailing how the mechanics work. Because just based on how those people I saw were talking to each other, I don't think they could have inferred that much information just from this trailer. So I'll have to go look for that and make an opinion on the mechanics. I'm really curious to see how much it's trying to copy the drive system from Street Fighter 6. I hope this isn't just a copy of it. I hope it has its own unique twist to command dash universal mechanics from neutral. But anyways, man, I was not expecting this to be nigh 30 minutes long. Definitely feeling good about the art direction. I think it looks really cool, and I'm excited to start seeing more character trailers leading up to the game's release. So let me know what you think about it. And I was trying to find a good screenshot for the closing, but we'll just leave it on this for now, I guess, even though that's a really weird pose. Really weird keyframe. That's a better keyframe. Okay, let me know what you guys think about Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves so far in the comments, and let me know if I missed anything. And with all that said, I will see you guys later. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.